well, that was a newspaper called the San Francisco Express-Times. And lots of the people who were writing for it just came over to our house for dinner. And my friend David was a calligrapher, and so and also a printer. And he was engaged with all of these other people who were, writing about music and art, but they all thought that maybe they should have something about food. And David said he'd be happy to calligraph it. And we ended up calling it Alice's Restaurant, of course, after the song.
Right.
And I was spending all my money on feeding these folks, these friends, and I thought, well, maybe I should just have a little restaurant, and then they could pay. Well, the only problem is that they, I couldn't see them anymore because I was so busy in the kitchen that it just didn't work out. But I hired a lot of them to work with me in the restaurant, and none of us was a professional. We were all sort of literary gastronomes.
How many of you've been to Chez Panisse?
Yeah.
Shame on the rest. What's wrong with you people? I still remember first time I went. My daughter is 18 now, so 18 and a half years ago. My wife had me there in San Francisco because she was pregnant from my daughter Carlota with pine nuts, and using my shoe to open the pine nuts for 24 hours. And she's like, I need food, I need good food. And we went Berkeley, no reservation, no space. But I bought my way in, and at the end we ate in the amazing place she has. Above Chez Panisse. How do you call the one above? Chez Panisse too?
And the cafe.
Yeah, the cafe. Okay, I couldn't get in the cafe.
It's not a cafe, it's more like
so I used my child and my wife, pregnant wife, and I'm not gonna lie to you, and especially European chefs, I mean, even the Spanish were even more pretentious than the French. I'm like, Alice Waters this, Alice Waters that. I already was a super big fan of Nora Puyon here, which has been always our big champion in DC. And we love her. But when I went there, I couldn't believe what I saw in front of me. We ate an amazing menu of these amazing pizzas coming from the woodstone oven and many amazing dishes. But the moment I realized the power of this woman, we had for dessert dates and clementines. And they put me a clementine that I had to peel myself. And I was like,
a quiche tangerine.
A quiche tangerine. My God. And the dates, that they were dates.
Barhi dates.
When I smelled that tangerine, was beyond a revelation, because we have, from where I come from in Spain, very good stuff on the citrus world. That one was unbelievable. To this day, we keep talking about it. And I've been going back to some of those farms to make sure that I can buy at least, forget my restaurants, for my home. And that date, I never eaten a date like the one I got. Was a date I cannot still describe. So when you see that somebody is giving you a clementine unpeeled in a plate and charging you a lot of money for it, and dates, is the moment that you ask yourself what cooking means, what's the meaning of cooking. But what she was exactly that. This amazing way to be bringing together people and farmers and an idea that simplicity becomes the most sophisticated, complicated thing at the same time. And to this day, every time I have now a tangerine, a quiche, I began remembering that moment that this is the moment I saw the power of Alice Waters and the power of the movement she created by only giving importance to the things everybody was overlooking. Amazing things, partnering with amazing farmers, and making sure that with the people together, we kept feeding the people. Since then, I remember still when she came to my restaurant, she was coming, and already we kind of interacted a few times here and there around Planet America and Planet World, but she was coming to Jaleo, and I remember I was like, shit, she's coming, and I go to the kitchen, it's like, where are those asparagus from? And they are like, Chile. I'm like, Chile? Shut. Like, okay, let's tell her they are from Maryland, like, Jose, it's November. Like, okay, I have a greenhouse that produces asparagus in November. I created fake news, people. No.
But I didn't believe him.
We didn't lie to her, but that was a conversation.
You can't fool Alice Waters. I mean,
yeah, you know, piquillo peppers were from Spain. The Berkeley ham was from Spain. I was like, as she's coming in to the restaurant, I'm like, you know the champagne you sell in your restaurant comes from France, ain't local, and ain't seasonal? I just fired back at her just from the beginning. But the amazing thing, keep talking about the amazing contributions this woman has had in many people like us, is precisely that made us think about those things. And made us, even we are never perfect, at least you try to reach for that perfection and find the right balance. And what she did more than anybody is she made people like me think. And every time we serve a plate of food, we think. And she was not only feeding our bodies, but feeding our souls and feeding our need to ask the right questions and try to get the best possible answers. So by all having that amazing information, we can be feeding America and this planet in a better way. That's her real power, and that's her real biggest contribution to over these last 47, 48 years.